All right, y'all. Final bake of the weekend. I am making a carrot cake for Easter tomorrow. Fun fact, I made this like back in 2020, and my mom's neighbor has been asking for this carrot cake. For 3 years. So I kind of did a few of the things already, like put together, just so that little quicker of a video. So I have my dry ingredients all together. So I'll put the recipe below. It's actually from Live Well Bake Often. I just really like this carrot cake. So you're going to do 2 cups of flour, baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Then you're going to do ground cinnamon, ground ginger, nutmeg, salt. So I have all that whisked together. So we have our dry ingredients, and now we're going to put together our wet ingredients. So this actually does not, you don't have to use your mixer for the actual cake part, but when we do the icing, cream cheese frosting, best icing ever, definitely going to want to use the mixer. So this recipe, which I think is what makes it really good, is that it actually has a half a cup of unsweetened applesauce in it. So I feel like that adds a really good bit of moisture to it. Because my last couple of things I made, my grandmother says that they are dry. So I got my applesauce in there. The oil. So I'm using vegetable oil, and it's 3/4 of a cup. So we're going to put our vegetable oil in there. Okay, then it's going to be 4 eggs, so let me try to get my handy dandy. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got 4 eggs in there. What else do I need? Oh, granulated sugar and brown sugar. So the brown sugar, I'm just using light brown sugar, and it's 1.5 cups. So let's work on this. We also potentially might not have a big enough bowl for the wet ingredients, but we're gonna do our best here. Okay. And it says packed, so we want to make sure it's packed. So there's a cup, and then I'm gonna do 2/4. Another 4. All right. Okay, 1.5 cups of brown sugar. How much are we doing of granulated sugar? 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. 1. Okay. All right. So I think I have everything that needs to be in the wet, right? Okay. Brown sugar, oil, eggs, vanilla. Measure with your heart when it comes to vanilla. I just gotta, that might have been a little too much, but we're just gonna let her fly. One thing with cakes that is big for me is I always make sure to do parchment paper and use my spray that has the flour in it. Alright, so I'm going to do my best to whisk this. Like I said, I'm not sure I think I need to get another large mixing bowl, but it's okay. I'm not working out pretty good. Okay, so that is basically put together, and then now we're gonna add our carrots. Where are my carrots? Oh, here they are. I cheat. I get the shredded carrots that are already together. So, and they're also pre-washed, so that works for me. Okay, so yeah. Just gonna throw our carrots in there. Let's see. I think I want to do half a bag more. Because it actually calls for 3 cups of carrots, which to be honest sounds like a lot of carrots. But it's okay. I save a little extra so that I can actually put a couple of the carrots on the top of the cake. Ooh, that's a lot of carrots. All right, let's try to mix her up. Oop, just got them on myself. Totally vibe. All right. So we're gonna mix all these. Wow, there's a couple really long carrots. I don't think we want that in our mixture. All right, let's see. Okay, whisk with a whisk or rubber spatula. Okay, so all we're gonna do now, pour our wet ingredients into our, into our dry. Also, you definitely want to make sure you get all the liquid, because don't want your cake to be dry, as my grandmother says. I'm going to get a spatula so I can get every last little bit. I like carrot cake. I mean, obviously, it's like a lot of times an Easter thing just because of like bunnies and stuff, and bunnies eat carrots. So, alright. I'm going to use my spatula. We're going to see if I'll have to use my whisk, but I don't think I'm going to need to. Smelling great. Right. Looking pretty great. Just gotta make sure. One reason why I always say use a spatula is because, like the mixer that I talked about the other day, there's gonna be some flour at the bottom, and so I want to make sure that you're getting all of that off the bottom of the. All right, and then my family, we like pecans, so Jocelyn's gonna add a decent amount of pecans. Oh, got a big one. So, add our pecans in here. This is looking scrumptious. I cannot wait to eat this tomorrow. Hopefully, I can wait until tomorrow to eat it. I will. Can't have not a pretty cake. Alright, so there she is. She's looking pretty great. So like I mentioned, I already pre-sprayed my because this is going to be a 2-layer cake. So I pre-sprayed my baking pans or cake pans, and then I also put a layer of parchment on the bottom. So one thing I learned, or what I've been trying to do, is to make sure that it's even. So, or like when you put the batter in. So for me, I actually do it this method. I kind of take a scoop, put it in a pan. Take a scoop, put it in the pan. There's probably a more professional way to do this, but I think for me, I like to do it this way because I feel like it makes it even. It may not. But that's okay. Alright, so we're gonna glass part in here. And then we'll see. I might have to level it out a little bit better. But, oh shoot. Got some on the ground. Totally fine. I think that's one thing with baking that is also, you have to always clean your surfaces when you're done. Alright, so I like to use a knife to kind of spread her out, try to get it even. I want an even cake, so I want to make sure we're not have like bumps or anything. Yeah, I feel like we got a lot of carrots this time, but should be good. At least I hope so. I bet money. Well, I guess I don't know if I'll bet money, but I have a feeling that my grandmother might say, Jocelyn, there's too many carrots. Maybe not. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So we're looking pretty good. Pretty even. Let me just make sure it's like all the way to the sides and everything. Alright. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about them. They're looking pretty good. Carrot cake. Carrot cake. So for me, I'm actually using 9-inch pans. So I'm going to check it about 25, 27 minutes because it says about like 30. Another thing you can do too is kind of tap it against your surface. That can help get out air bubbles. So yeah, so I'm going to put these in for about 25 minutes and check them. And then, yeah. I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back. I also did a few things in the meantime, so I'm going to show you the cakes. So this is the first one. She did sink in the middle a little bit, but that's okay. And then here is the other cake as well. She's looking pretty great. So with carrot cakes, you typically do a cream cheese frosting. And so that is what I have made. One thing I do want to say, my tip that helps me with frosting, because I've actually had some epic fails with frosting. First off, make sure your cakes are completely cool before you put the frosting on. If they're not cool, then you will get like a split of your icing. But one thing that I like to do is I like to sift my powdered sugar. I just feel like that allows you, I don't know, like a better consistency when you are mixing it up. So basically, I doubled the recipe just because I like a lot of frosting on my cakes. But I use 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. Then I use 2 sticks of unsalted butter, which is like a cup of butter. And then the recipe called for 2 cups of powdered sugar, and that's just like for one batch. I only used a cup and a half of powdered sugar just because I also doubled it, but I don't like my icing too sweet, and I think what's nice with the cream cheese is it gives that like tanginess to it, so it's not too sweet of a cake. So, gonna plop a nice bit on the top of the cake. I just always feel like it's good to have a nice layer of icing on your cake. Well, between the layers. So yeah, so I'm using kind of my spreader. I'll probably end up using, to be honest with you, a knife. I feel like that gives me a little bit more of control. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Here we go. Yeah. I like the knife a lot better. Just more control. Yeah. So I like a pretty thick layer of icing in the middle. So we just want to make sure we get her to the edges. I typically use the same plate for most of my cakes. This is kind of a plate that I use for Thanksgiving a lot of the time. Okay, try to even her out a little bit. Get a little bit here and there. Yeah, I can't imagine just doing one batch of this frosting. I don't think I would have had enough. Okay. So that's looking pretty good, if I may say so myself. Okay. She's looking alright. Okay. So now I'm gonna get my second layer of my cake. Oops. Well, looks like maybe the top layer ended up being a bit bigger than the bottom layer, but that's okay. Totally fine. We'll make it work. Okay, let me do one more good scoop on the top. I know I've had some epic fails with icing. This turned out pretty good. You just want to make sure, to be honest, your ingredients are room temperature or like a little softened. Just because if they're not, then you're not going to get a really good consistency of the ingredients. All right, I'm getting there. Okay. Get a bit more on this side. I feel like you never can have enough frosting on a cake, especially when it's cream cheese. Now, if it's peanut butter, I just say go with whatever you want. Just want to make sure it's even. She's looking like she's got a nice layer on the top. Now, I might try to put a little bit on the side. I don't know. I still got a decent amount. So, we shall see. Let's see. We're gonna try it. We're gonna make it a little bit of like a naked. See? Not completely full, but or not completely on it, but enough to where she looks iced up. And then I do know I could use like a piping bag too, but I'm not trying to do like rosettes or anything. We're just trying to make her look iced. Getting there. I think the last time I made this, to be honest, I only put icing on the top and then in the middle. So this time, since I doubled the old recipe, we're gonna put her all around it. So then you get a lot of cream cheese frosting. All right, we're getting there. We are getting there. All right, so the question is going to be, is the cake gonna be dry to Graham standards? I will have to report back. Probably she will say it is, but you know what? In this world, wouldn't be the same without her critiques. As she tells me all the time, I do it to make you better. And she does. Alright, almost got it. It's looking pretty great. All right. Now, one thing with this cake, I did put pecans in. As I've stated previously, my family, we like crunch in our desserts. So, we're gonna put some pecans on the top. Yes, I know it's probably pecans, but you know what? Tomato, tomato. Alright. It's looking pretty good. See? She's not the cleanest on the sides, but it's okay. Just wanted her to have. All right, let's see. Can we get some more icing? Here. I think when you have more of the natural style looking of cakes, you never know when you're really done. Well, I don't know if I'm making it worse or better. Okay. Just fix this little side here. Okay. Ooh, what's going on here? All right. Well, she may not be the prettiest, but she gonna taste good. So, what I want to do now is decorate the top. So, gonna put some pecans around there, and then I feel like she'll be cute. I really don't eat carrot cake that often, though, to be honest with you. I like it, but it's not something I'm gonna like make all the time. I think it's just because a lot of times I don't have the ingredients, so I may not like shredded carrots, although I guess I could just buy carrots and then shred them. But who wants to do that? Okay. So let's see. I feel like I need to get some. We're gonna get a few of our carrots out. Cut those up a little bit. Maybe we'll just spread them around here. Okay, try to put a little star in the middle. Alright, I don't know. Let me get the chopper out. Because I want to have a couple chopped pecans around it. And that's better. Well, I'm gonna be honest, she's looking pretty good. Gonna be pretty tasty. I feel like I need some more carrots. Actually, I wonder if we can do it this way. Let's try to break these in little spots. I tell you, sometimes you may just come up with little ideas. Gotta let them know it's a carrot cake. Definitely big indigo. At least for me, when it comes to decorating, I just kind of do what speaks to me. I'm not anything really fancy, but I tend to like things to go in like an order, like match. Okay. Two more pieces. Alright. it's looking pretty good. Not too shabby. All right. So here she be. See. There's the finished product. Like I mentioned, I doubled the icing just because I like icing. But yeah, I'll link the recipe. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, just wanted to make it a little less, so I did a couple things. But for your icing, make sure you do try to sift the powdered sugar before you do it. Thanks for baking with me. Bye.